It's gonna look like I'm always getting undressed here, but it's not the point. Welcome to day 61 of 100 Days of an Entrepreneur with ADHD, focusing on only one side project at a time while she's keeping her full-time job throughout this time. The issue, and if you have not watched the other videos of day 0, 1, 2, 3, and all the first 60 days before today, is that, as you might feel identified with, I've got my first full-time job where I work full-time as a consultant, helping companies grow and fix all their challenges and test what would work best and scale, etc. And I've got side projects, and those side projects are the challenge and the issue, because a lot of them are great freaking ideas with great potential, but I don't follow through because I start every single one of the ideas I have. So 61 days ago, I decided to make this 100-day challenge, which has been great. If you follow along, it's been ups and downs. It's been days that I'm on top of the world, like, oh, yes, it's amazing, especially the first 7 days. If you see them, it's going to be like, thanks to AI, in the first 7 days, you can build something, a prototype that actually seems to be working and everything. And then you face a challenge that the functions actually not work, the database is not working correctly, blah, 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 blah. But the first days feels like, wow, you managed so much and to build so much. And then the challenges come, and then that's when I would usually have quit and move on and had another great idea and start another great idea and had the first 7 days or whatever. So now my commitment is to not accept from myself to myself another side project until 100 days have passed. So I can pause it. For example, I've got too much work in my consulting work. So I'm actually on the consulting side, I'm actually figuring out a way in which I can hire, but training people. So I've seen this challenge where people are like in between jobs or whatever, and they're very talented and they want more flexibility. So they want to understand how to become a consultant. So whenever I post like a job offer for consultancy for growth and automation with AI, whatever, they all become like excited, but nobody has done it before. So nobody had, like, I have to train them and I have to spend so much time training them. So my proposal is that, if you've watched the video, I actually mentioned this before, but my proposal is that I make a very structured training as if you were my employee already. And I'm going to charge you for it because it is a lot of work and expensive. So I'm going to teach you transparently like from the strategy to the implementation, how we do consulting, from how we understand what are the pains and actually solve them and address like all the soft skills you need, and also the hard skills in terms of which tools we're using and depending on when and whatever. So we do this training so you can go take the training and go and do consulting on your own. You don't need me. But if you still want to work with me within the company, then I can know exactly who has done, like, I've met people, and that's a better recruiting process. And I know who has done it the way we actually work, and it's easier to just plug and play. And if you want to work with me, right? And then you get hired in my company. So I'm actually structuring this. And because of that, I have not had time to pay attention to the VC dossier platform, which is the Glassdoor for venture capitals, for a couple of days. But the commitment is not to, I have to spend 100 days, 8 hours a day, because I don't have that time. But the commitment is, you're not allowed, if you're following the same challenge with me, the commitment is that you're not allowed to accept and start any other one of your great ideas until this one has gotten the chance it deserves. Are you following? So you're not allowed to drop this idea or pause it and accept another one and start another one until you've gotten the chance for this one to actually succeed or not. So after 100 days, and I decided 100 days was good enough, after 100 days have passed, then I can take a choice whether to kill it or to give it another 100 days, but nothing less than that and nothing in between, because then things do not move forward and you don't really give it a chance. So a lot of your side ideas and side projects must be amazing and great ideas and great potential, but if you don't follow through and if you don't commit throughout time, it's not going to happen. Of course, if it's a side project, it's going to go slower than if it was your full-time job, but we've got to eat. So unless you have found something that can produce enough money that what you need to survive and you like whatever, then you can make it your main project. But in the meantime, if you're doing your full-time job, whatever it is, or your full-time gig, your side gig should only be one for 100 days at a time. So now we are actually, with the rebranding that I'm mentioning, I am going to start I am doing the go-to-market to actually promote venture capital founders, or like founders that are from specific venture capital, to share their positive experience with the firm in which areas in the platform. So instead of talking about like, oh, what things went wrong, focusing on the wrong thing, it's actually focusing on the things that they actually do great for other founders to find this venture capital and find value in the same things that you actually found value at. So that is what we're doing right now. And I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted and pumped because I just got off 2 different calls, and one of them was actually pretty awesome. I think I shared on Instagram, but the feedback I met with so I'm doing marketing, right? So I'm helping a B2B company actually restructure and redefine their freaking storytelling, their brand, who they're targeting, who's their target market in this growth stage they're at the moment. There's a huge company. It's funny because we're talking to it is a huge company already, and still it is in the middle of like, oh, we're not hitting the growth goals. And then when I ask like, what is your target market, they're a little bit uh, all over the place, because that's how the product has been growing so far. So I'm helping them restructure that and actually test what works best in the product, and we're touching everything. But my main customer as a marketer is sales. My job as a marketer in B2B company is to make sales job easy, to make sales feel like, oh, when I call my prospects, they want the job, they want the product already, they already have heard of it, they already feel like they need it. I don't need to sell much. They're almost becoming inbound. That's what I'm doing. So anyways, I had a meeting with sales from EMEA. So they have different sales leaderships from each region. And this head of sales from EMEA, he was like, we had a call and serious, and he explained and now and his pains. And I just gave a little bit of an overview of our thoughts, but this is the initial call. And he sent a message to the CFO saying, I'm gonna search. I have it here. But he said, I shared it on, yeah, he said, she's good. Let's hire her forever. Like, what? I should not share this because, anyways, this is just feedback that the CFO sent me saying, hey, I think there's high expectations here. You better deliver. But anyways, I am very excited with this client, to be honest. Anyways, back to day 61. This is very interesting because from day 50 to day 61, I've been redoing the branding of the platform and the side project and doing this, but also being distracted by my full-time job and the needs of it and everything. And the reality is that it's still working. The challenge of 100 days is still working as long as I don't allow any other ideas. And not like, sounds easy, but it's not really. Last week, this is not even that long ago. Last week, at day 51, I decided that I was going to actually buy a cabin here in Norway. I was going to buy a cabin and refurbish it and rent it out and make my real estate empire, micro empire. And I went to, of course, I take action like everything in life. I called the seller. I found 2 cabins around one area that I really like. I called them. I scheduled. I picked up the keys. I went to see the cabins and everything. And after visiting the cabins, I realized, and talking to my husband, who's a little bit more down to earth in terms of don't do too many things, reminded me that this was an extra project that I didn't have time for. But also, we made numbers and realized that the return of investment wouldn't be as exciting as I was expecting, and it would be much more work than I was expecting. So I decided to say no, because my only side project is one until those 100 days are over. When those 100 days are over, which is going to be March 3rd, then I can say, okay, I'm going to be a real estate, or I'm going to launch my Fiverr company, or I'm going to do this or that. But in the meantime, this is whenever I have like a time to focus on something else and creativity, whatever, it's going to go into this side project, which is the freaking Glassdoor for venture capitals. And that's it. I hope your 100-day challenge is going well. I see a lot of you guys commenting on the comment section saying, oh, I do this and I am going to commit to 1, 2, or 3, or 4 because currently I have 14. And I'm like, would you come with me into this challenge and commit to 1? Basically saying your main source of income, whether it is a job or one of your entrepreneurship or your consulting, whatever it is, your first income source, that's just what it is. And 1 side project, not 2, 3, or 4, but just 1 for 100 days. That's all I'm saying. Let's try that. At least this is just because that works better for me. Hopefully, this inspires you, feels it's relatable, and I hope to talk to you very soon before day 70 and bring great news that we have achieved like 10,000 reviews from happy founders around the world, etc., etc. Let me know. And follow